Hi everyone, welcome back here. I hope that you're enjoying your time. So, in this video, I just wanted to check in with you and connect a little bit. So, I am hoping that everything is going perfect with you because there's a lot going on in the world. And, at the same time, there is a lot going on spiritually. So, there is a lot of ascensions that are happening. But a lot of times it could feel very irritating because all these things are coming to the surface. So I'm hoping that you're navigating that process in a great way because it is honestly, you know, another layer of work, of inner work. And I'm going through this too. So I feel like I've also been observing other people, and I can tell that a lot of people are experiencing um, a similar situation. So I can just say what I think I'm picking up on energetically from this amazing shift. So I think that a lot of us are actually getting ready to ascend and to a higher space. So I feel like what's been happening for us energetically is there are all these energies that maybe we have not dealt with for a long time, for maybe all of our lives. And maybe this was like a very hardcore part of our trauma, for example. And maybe like we just did not, have the right environment to actually go into this trauma and release it. And maybe after putting a lot of work into our emotional and also spiritual growth, I feel like if something just comes out of nowhere, or if there is like more stuff to unpack, it can be very easy for us to get discouraged or wonder like, do I still have to deal with more shit? Like, what's going on, right? And I feel like if you are in that place right now, then you're definitely not alone because I am in that place, and I know that a lot of people are from the way that I've been observing people energetically. I feel like a lot of times what we have to understand and remember is that actually when we feel more things that we need to process and deal with, it is actually a great opportunity. So instead of thinking, oh my God, this is horrible, I am going through this again, it's really just our ego because the ego is very stubborn and it wants to be complete with our process, but that's not how it works. We're never complete. It doesn't matter how long we have been in this process. We are always going to have new levels, and the fact that you're able to reach this level now is actually amazing. The fact that you're able to reach to a new level and you're able to go deeper now is something that you were not able to do before. Like, you have to understand that certain layers don't get uncovered to us until we've reached a certain level of consciousness. Then the universe shows us um, more experiences that trigger something in us that we've been avoiding. It's been in our subconscious mind for a long time, and maybe it's been like the hardest experience of our lives, maybe some really deep stuff. And when the time is right, like the universe has been saving that for us. It's been saving that kind of layer of trauma so that we can experience it at the right time when we're actually ready. And so I feel like a lot of times we have to remember that we have done so much work, we have done so much progress. And if we feel like there is something that's being brought to our attention again, that is a great that's a great opportunity, because what if after you really do let go and release this pattern or this level of um, really extreme sadness or whatever it is, then you unlock your true self. You unlock a higher level of your true self. And maybe a lot of times, there's actually another thing that I've been observing a lot with people is that you've been in a certain path for the longest time. You have been passionate about that path. You've been doing what you loved at that time, and you've been doing it for a long time. But right now, you feel as though you are losing your passion to that same thing that you feel like you loved before. And I feel like I'm seeing a lot of people that are talking about like how in the past they used to be passionate about certain things, but now they just can't bother with them, or they just feel like maybe there is something else. And it's such an interesting place because it feels like you are, bored, like almost like I'm bored of this. And the truth is that, yeah, your soul is bored of it. Yeah, your soul is bored of it. A lot of times the ego tries to hold on to like a certain way of being, like, oh, I need this to be a certain way. I need to be successful like this person, this YouTuber or this artist or whatever. But you have to understand that your path is literally unfolding differently. It is not going to look like that. And if it did look like that for a certain period of time, right now it is changing. And that's the thing that is going on and happening to so many people right now is there's a shift in your passions and your dreams and your aspirations, and you have to take that seriously, that feeling of boredom, instead of holding on to what you thought you should be doing for your life as a passion. You have to realize if that's not working for you energetically, you're not feeling it anymore, you're not enjoying it anymore, it's because the universe is taking you somewhere different. It's taking you somewhere different. And this has happened to me too, because I kept trying to do the same things that I've been passionate about for a long time. And I've been doing them, trying to do them, but I always feel, even though I'm doing it, that there was something missing or there's something wrong, until I realized I need to step out of that feeling. Um I need to step up. I need to release this pattern. I need to release my need of doing the same thing that I've been doing for this whole time. Like, it's okay to shift your path. It's okay. This is literally your path. Sometimes we think that we're doing this for someone else. Oh, people are gonna think I'm no longer this or I'm no longer that. Oh, I've been helping so many people. But that's not for, and that's true, yeah, of course you're doing your path out of a beautiful place of love and compassion for other people. But there's a part of it that you need to understand is that if it's not passionate for you, then it's not the path for you anymore, which means if you keep doing it, you will only feel resentful and you won't be helping people. You need to help people from a place of joy and compassion. You need to do what you love. And what you love changes sometimes. It really does change. And what we think we're going to be doing in our lives changes too. When we think, oh, we're going to be doing um, this for, maybe we see ourselves doing it for the rest of our lives, like that's ridiculous. No, there's no such thing as doing something for the rest of our lives. Like, we change all the time. And maybe, yeah, maybe certain people do end up doing the same thing for their whole lives, but some people don't. And there's nothing wrong with you if you really are shifting paths, and you shouldn't be worried about what people think. You shouldn't be afraid or trying to please anybody by doing the same passions that you feel you have outgrew. That's the thing, is that I feel like a lot of people are literally ascending, and their paths, their souls are taking them into different places. There's different things for you, and you won't be able to actually discover what they are until you let go of your idea of why you think that that is what you're supposed to be doing. Once you let that go and you no longer believe that that's what you need to be doing, then something different will open up for you because you'll be open for it. You'll be open for it and you'll go down that new path. And that's what all of us are being called to do, whoever is feeling this way right now. And another thing is, if you've been professional, like whatever it is your career have been, and you feel like you've been professional in it, there's a lot of um, personality, and I would say even like character that you have from that identity. It's really just an identity, and you feel like I have that, and you almost feel like you don't want to be in like beginner space where you're like, oh, but I don't know who I am in this stage of my life. And that's how it feels like. It feels like something new have rebirthed through you, and you don't know how to navigate it. But at the same time you're like, but I like the feeling of knowing who I am and being confident and just talking about it, you know and sometimes that feeling, which is actually a feeling of pride, and there's nothing wrong with pride, it's just that pride isn't the highest frequency that you're supposed to be you know operating from. So maybe at certain times you might feel pride, but then you want to hold on, the ego wants to hold on to that pride. And then what happens is that because the ego is holding on to it, you're not letting yourself explore your new amazing path. And that's really like limiting your soul, and it's going to hurt you if you don't really get into a beginner stage in this new version of life that you are rebirthing through yourself. And so you have to realize this is a new beginning, and you have to be okay with not knowing where you're going, not knowing how it's going to unfold for you. You don't have to know. We are here, we're learning, we're evolving, we are becoming. We're always going to be in that space of becoming. So even if you become again something amazing that you feel confident about, you might at some point have to go through the same thing where something different is coming for you. And we should never be so attached to a certain path that we just are unwilling to let go of a certain ego part of us, and unwilling to care about ourselves and what is really good for our soul versus what's good for our ego or what our ego is feeding off of. So yeah, I feel like this message has really, I feel like I'm complete with my message because I've been really observing this, going through this myself, and this is what I'm moving through. So I'm hoping that a lot of you that are going through this will see my video and actually understand that this is a new journey for you, and we can navigate it together, okay? I love you so much, and I hope that you enjoyed this video. And if you have any questions or you want to discuss anything about this particular topic or anything else, I don't really care. Um, Drop it in the comment section and I would love to answer you. Okay, so I will see you really soon. Thank you.